Your body burns through 20% of its total energy, just keeping your brain running. Yet most people sabotage this process every single day without realizing it. We're diving deep into the hidden energy thieves that drain your vitality, plus the counterintuitive fixes that actually work, including one surprising habit that could be making you more tired than 3 cups of coffee. Before we start, think about this. Rate your current energy level on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. Keep that number in mind. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it's that low and how to change it. Why do some people wake up refreshed after 6 hours, while others feel drained after 9? The answer lies in sleep architecture, the intricate cycles your brain moves through each night. Most people focus obsessively on sleep quantity, while completely ignoring sleep quality, missing the fact that fragmented sleep is worse than short sleep. Your brain needs to complete full 90-minute cycles to properly restore energy, and interrupting these cycles is like stopping a washing machine mid-rinse. Quality beats quantity every time. Your brain is 75% water, yet most people are chronically dehydrated without knowing it. Even a 2% drop in hydration levels can slash your cognitive performance by up to 23%, creating that foggy, sluggish feeling you mistake for laziness. The cruel irony is that by the time you feel thirsty, you're already significantly dehydrated. Your body's thirst mechanism is a late-stage warning system, not an early alert. Start each day with 16 ounces of water before coffee, and watch your morning energy transform. Hydration is your foundation. Picture your energy as a car's fuel gauge. Most people unknowingly drive it like a taxi in rush hour traffic, constantly hitting the gas and brakes. When you skip breakfast or eat high-sugar foods, your blood glucose spikes dramatically, forcing your pancreas to flood your system with insulin to bring levels down. This crash leaves you more exhausted than before you ate, creating an addictive cycle of reaching for quick fixes. The solution isn't avoiding carbs entirely, but choosing complex carbohydrates paired with protein to create steady, sustained energy release. Stable blood sugar equals stable energy. Here's what nobody tells you about that morning coffee ritual. It might be the very thing destroying your natural energy production. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in your brain, the chemical that signals tiredness, but it doesn't actually create energy. When caffeine wears off, all that blocked adenosine floods back in, creating an energy crash worse than your original fatigue. Plus, regular caffeine use increases your tolerance, meaning you need more to get the same effect while your baseline energy drops lower. Try delaying your first cup by 90 minutes after waking to work with your natural cortisol rhythm instead of against it. Timing trumps quantity. Your body speaks in symptoms, but most people never learned the language. That afternoon energy crash could be iron deficiency masquerading as laziness, while brain fog might be your neurons crying out for B vitamins. Modern soil depletion means even healthy foods contain fewer nutrients than they did decades ago, creating widespread deficiencies in magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. These aren't just health buzzwords. They're the actual currency your cellular energy factories use to produce ATP, the molecule that powers every function in your body. Get comprehensive blood work done, not just the basic panel most doctors order. Knowledge is power, literally. What if the biggest energy thief in your life isn't lack of sleep, but a hormone designed to save your life? Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, was meant for short bursts during genuine emergencies, like running from predators. But modern life keeps your cortisol chronically elevated through traffic jams, work deadlines, and social media notifications. This constant state of alertness is like keeping your car's engine revving in park. It burns through fuel without getting you anywhere. High cortisol doesn't just make you tired, it actively blocks your body's ability to repair and restore itself during rest periods. Master your stress response. Reclaim your energy. Your eyes use more energy than any other muscle in your body, yet you're forcing them to work overtime in ways they were never designed for. Blue light from screens doesn't just disrupt sleep, it triggers a stress response that elevates cortisol and depletes your energy reserves throughout the day. The average person blinks 66% less while looking at screens, causing eye muscles to work harder and creating tension that radiates throughout your entire nervous system. This digital strain creates a cascade of fatigue that most people never connect to their screen time. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. It's called the 20-20-20 rule. Small breaks, massive impact. Right now, take a deep breath and notice where it goes. If your chest rises instead of your belly, you're using only 30% of your lung capacity. Shallow breathing is like trying to fuel a race car with a coffee stirrer. Technically possible, but incredibly inefficient. Most people breathe from their chest due to stress and poor posture, which signals to their nervous system that they're in danger, perpetuating the exhaustion cycle. Deep diaphragmatic breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that actually restores energy. Just 5 minutes of proper breathing can shift your entire physiology from depletion to restoration. Breathe deep. Live energized. Here's the paradox that confuses everyone. The less you move, the more tired you become, even though movement requires energy. Sitting for extended periods literally shuts down lipoprotein lipase, an enzyme responsible for breaking down fat and glucose for energy production. Your body interprets prolonged sitting as a signal to conserve energy, slowing your metabolism and reducing blood flow to your brain by up to 20%. This creates a vicious cycle where inactivity breeds more inactivity, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. The solution is not marathon gym sessions, but micro movements throughout the day. Even 2 minutes of walking every hour can reactivate your energy systems. Motion creates energy, not the reverse. If you're finding these insights helpful and want more evidence-based health content that actually works, hit that like button right now. It tells me you're serious about transforming your energy levels, and I'll keep diving deep into the science that can change your life. Your spine isn't just structural support, it's an energy highway, and poor posture creates traffic jams that drain your vitality. Forward head posture, common in our screen-dominated world, forces your neck muscles to work 10 times harder to support your skull, creating chronic tension that radiates throughout your nervous system. When your spine is misaligned, your diaphragm can't function properly, reducing oxygen intake by up to 30% and forcing your heart to work harder to pump blood uphill to your brain. This postural debt accumulates silently, stealing energy from every system in your body. Stand against a wall for 2 minutes daily with your head, shoulders, and butt touching it. This resets your postural awareness. Alignment equals energy efficiency. Have you ever noticed how certain people leave you feeling drained, even during pleasant conversations? Energy isn't just physical, it's deeply social. And some relationships function like leaky batteries, constantly drawing from your reserves without giving back. People pleasers are especially vulnerable because they unconsciously absorb others' emotional states through mirror neurons, literally feeling the stress and negativity of everyone around them. This emotional labor is invisible, but metabolically expensive, requiring the same glucose and oxygen as physical exertion. The most exhausted people often aren't the busiest. They're the ones surrounded by energy vampires who never reciprocate emotional investment. Protect your energy like your bank account. Your brain processes 11 million bits of information per second, but can only consciously handle about 40. The rest creates background noise that exhausts your mental resources. Modern environments assault you with constant stimulation. Notification sounds, fluorescent lighting, background conversations, and visual clutter that force your attention system to work overtime filtering irrelevant data. This cognitive load is like having 50 browser tabs open on an old computer. Everything slows down, and eventually, the system crashes. Decision fatigue sets in when your prefrontal cortex becomes overwhelmed, making even simple choices feel impossibly difficult. Create quiet spaces in your day where your brain can actually rest, not just switch tasks. Silence is golden energy. Imagine your body as a high-performance engine that operates within a narrow temperature range, just 1 degree off optimal, and everything starts breaking down. Your core body temperature naturally fluctuates throughout the day, dropping in the evening to signal sleep and rising in the morning to promote alertness. But modern life disrupts this delicate thermostat through overheated homes, synthetic clothing that traps heat, and lack of temperature variation that your circadian system depends on. When your body wastes energy constantly adjusting temperature instead of focusing on cellular repair and restoration, fatigue becomes inevitable. A simple cold shower for just 30 seconds can reset your temperature regulation and boost energy for hours. Temperature is your secret weapon. Here's what perfectionism really costs. It's not just about high standards, it's about your brain burning through glucose at triple the normal rate while obsessing over details that don't matter. Perfectionist thinking creates a constant state of hypervigilance, with your nervous system scanning for flaws and preparing for criticism that may never come. This mental hyperactivity is like leaving your car engine running all night. By morning, you're completely drained before the day even begins. The pursuit of flawless outcomes prevents you from ever feeling satisfied or accomplished, creating a psychological energy leak that never stops flowing. Progress, not perfection, should be your mantra. Done beats perfect every time. The invention of artificial light may have extended our productive hours, but it also hijacked millions of years of evolutionary programming that governs your energy cycles. Exposure to bright lights after sunset suppresses melatonin production for up to 3 hours, not just affecting sleep quality, but disrupting the entire hormonal cascade that restores your energy overnight. Blue light from phones and computers is particularly destructive because it mimics the sun's peak intensity, tricking your brain into thinking it's noon when it should be preparing for rest. This circadian disruption doesn't just make you tired the next day, it impairs glucose metabolism, weakens immune function, and accelerates cellular aging. Dim the lights after 8 p.m. and watch your natural energy rhythm return. Darkness heals everything. What if the productivity hack everyone swears by is actually the reason you feel mentally exhausted by lunch? Multitasking is neurologically impossible. Your brain can only focus on one complex task at a time, so what feels like multitasking is actually rapid task switching that burns through glucose reserves at an alarming rate. Each mental transition requires your prefrontal cortex to disengage from one task, suppress irrelevant information, and reorient to new priorities, a process that takes an average of 23 minutes to complete fully. This constant switching creates a cognitive residue that accumulates throughout the day, leaving you feeling scattered and drained. Single tasking isn't just more effective, it's exponentially more energy efficient. Focus equals freedom. What if your chronic fatigue isn't about what you're not doing, but about your body fighting an invisible war? Chronic low-grade inflammation, triggered by processed foods, environmental toxins, and stress, forces your immune system into a constant state of alert that diverts massive amounts of energy from normal cellular functions. This inflammatory response was designed for short-term threats like infections or injuries, not the daily assault of modern living that keeps your cytokine levels perpetually elevated. When your body is busy fighting inflammation, it can't efficiently produce ATP in your mitochondria, leaving you running on fumes even when everything else seems fine. Anti-inflammatory foods like fatty fish, leafy greens, and berries aren't just healthy, they're energy medicine. Reduce inflammation, restore vitality. Think of your energy like a smartphone battery. You can't just keep using it without ever plugging it in and expect it to maintain full capacity. Most people confuse rest with recovery, thinking that collapsing on the couch after a long day counts as restoration. True recovery is active. It requires your parasympathetic nervous system to shift into repair mode, your growth hormone to peak during deep sleep, and your cellular cleanup processes to remove metabolic waste that accumulates during waking hours. Without adequate recovery, you're essentially trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. No matter how much you sleep, you never feel fully recharged. Schedule recovery like you schedule meetings because it's just as important. Recovery isn't optional, it's essential. Here's the energy hack that defies logic. Sometimes the best way to gain energy is to spend it first. The 20-minute rule states that any physical activity lasting exactly 20 minutes triggers a neurochemical cascade that boosts energy for up to 12 hours afterward. This isn't about intense exercise. Even gentle walking activates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which literally grows new neural connections while flooding your system with endorphins and dopamine. The magic happens because movement increases mitochondrial density in your cells. More mitochondria means more energy factories working for you around the clock. Most people avoid exercise when tired, but that's exactly when you need it most. Invest energy to multiply energy. What if some foods marketed as healthy are actually sabotaging your energy levels? Food sensitivities are not just about dramatic allergic reactions. They create subtle inflammatory responses that can drain your energy for hours after eating. Common culprits include gluten, dairy, and even supposedly healthy foods like raw spinach or nuts if your digestive system can't process them efficiently. When your gut struggles to break down certain foods, it diverts enormous amounts of energy from other functions to deal with the digestive stress. This is why you might feel tired after eating a healthy salad, but energized after foods that work with your unique biochemistry. Listen to your body's energy responses to different foods. It's smarter than any diet plan. Your body knows best. In Japan, there's a concept called Ikigai, your reason for being, that may hold the key to sustainable energy that Western science is just beginning to understand. People who have a clear sense of purpose, something that gets them excited to wake up each morning, show measurably higher energy levels and live significantly longer than those who feel directionless. Purpose isn't just psychological motivation. It literally changes your physiology by optimizing hormone production, improving sleep quality, and reducing the inflammatory markers associated with chronic fatigue. When you're aligned with your deeper purpose, even challenging tasks feel energizing rather than draining because you're working with your natural flow instead of against it. Find your why. Find your energy. So here's what we've uncovered. Your fatigue isn't a character flaw or inevitable part of aging. It's a complex web of modern lifestyle factors that you now have the knowledge to address systematically. Start with the foundation: hydration, sleep cycles, and blood sugar stability. Then tackle the hidden drains: posture, breathing, and digital overload. Finally, optimize the deeper systems: inflammation, recovery, and purpose alignment. Remember that number you gave yourself at the beginning? In 30 days of applying these principles, I guarantee that number will be higher. And if you want to dive even deeper into advanced energy optimization techniques, including the specific supplements and biohacking strategies that can take your energy to the next level, make sure you're subscribed because that's exactly what we're covering next week. This content is for educational purposes only, and not professional medical advice. If you're experiencing persistent fatigue or health concerns, consult a qualified healthcare provider for proper evaluation and treatment.